So there's no way around that. If Hillary Clinton is the president, the midterms, and then she's screwed even more, and then she's going to do even more right-wing legislation, and then again,
not more right-wing than Trump.
And
again,
but,
if the movement...
No, but if Trump is the president, all the Democrats will fight him. If Hillary's president, half the Democrats will support Hillary's right-wing bullshit. So that's the difference. That's what you're overlooking.
Is that the Bernie Sanders support didn't need 4 years of Trump. It was able to do that with Obama. Without the country being 100% destroyed,
no, I agree.
People still got the message. They don't need Trump to organize
We're agreeing.
them.
I agree with you, and I'm not arguing that point whatsoever. I'm just saying that if Hillary is president, it hurts us more in the 4-year or 2-year term and 4-year term than if Trump is president. We can actually organize against him. 3/4 of the country would be working against Donald Trump. I'm telling you, it's not as bad. By the way, when you say you won't vote for a fascist, I hate to do this to you again. I'm going to do it again. What is your definition of a fascist?
No, I know that the standard definition people pull out is that it's a combination.
Pull out? You mean from the dictionary?
No. If you look it up in the dictionary, it's actually not that clear.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So
I didn't look it up, and you knew that.
No, because I had looked it up.
Hillary Clinton won Connecticut, by the way.
So you think it's just combining business and politics? That's part of what a fascist is. The other part is discriminating, like finding an outside group, isolating them,
right,
and then eventually killing them. Yeah. Okay, so there's many different parts of fascism. I know what you're saying. No, Hillary Clinton is status quo establishment. Yes, she's a corporatist. She's not a fascist. Donald Trump has fascist tendencies. Okay. So look, again, your call. Okay, that's the whole point. Like people think that we could just tell the audience, right? Like, all right, here's who you should vote for. That's not how it works. Okay. Jimmy and Anna give you their points. Me and John give our points. If Ben and Michael were here, they'd give a completely different set of points, right? And then you guys make the call. And by the way, one of you will go that way, and then another one will go that way, and the third will go for Jill Stein. So I got it, and that's life. But we're just giving you all the opinions here.
But going forward in the primary, you do agree that it's important that people who are part of the revolution, the movement that Bernie's tapped into, vote for Bernie to give him the most delegates that he can get in the primary. You agree with that?
1,000%.
Right.
I'm going to.
And you're going to vote for him in the primary.
I'm going to vote for him in the California primary.
Me too.
Of course.
Okay, so that's what we do. So the people going forward, it's important that even if you think that Bernie might not be able to have the nomination by the convention, it's still important that you go out and vote and get him as many delegates as he can going forward, because it strengthens the movement. It strengthens what he can demand. And what he's going to demand is something for the movement, not for himself. He's not going to say, make me Secretary of State so that it helps me when I run for president in 4 years. He's not going to do any of that stuff. He's going to say, I need $15 minimum wage. I need you to promise to break up a bank. I need you to shore up Social Security and promise never to cut it. I need you to do something like, so things like that. So this movement is happening. And, it's funny. Bernie Sanders is such a strong candidate. He's such a guy. He has so much integrity. He's almost turned Hillary into a Democrat.
And yes, you're right. Every vote he has makes him more powerful. And he said it right here on this show, on the Young Turks, when I interviewed him. When I said, what would you look for in this case that you had lost, right? He said, I'm not going to lose. And he was confident, et cetera. But he said, well, look, I'd fight for $15 minimum wage. I'd fight for Social Security expansion. He never said anything about Bernie Sanders. The more stronger you make him, the more likely it is that he's going to be able to fight for you, even if Hillary Clinton wins.
Yes, so I say it's important that we don't stop fighting for Bernie Sanders, because Bernie Sanders is never going to stop fighting for us.